Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to speak in today's debate on democracy and devolution. On Friday, it will be a year to the day since Scotland voted decisively to stay part of the United Kingdom, with a strong Scottish Parliament armed with more powers to strengthen the present constitutional arrangements to serve Scotland better. Meeting the aspirations of the Scottish people for a strong Scottish Parliament and, at the same time, strengthening the United Kingdom. Scottish Labour is a party of both devolution and the Union, and for over 100 years now we have led the argument for Scottish devolution within the Union, and it is a cause that we have advanced out of deep-seated conviction. Devolution can and should be strengthened where it is in the interests of the people of Scotland. Presiding Officer, that is why I believe that Scotland needs the full powers promised in the Smith Commission to be able to create its own welfare powers, and that the Scotland Bill must go further to give the Scottish Parliament more control over the welfare state. At Westminster, we have put down over 80 amendments to the Scotland Bill, including amendments which would devolve housing benefit and also remove the veto of UK ministers over welfare powers. Indeed, last week's report by Professor Jim Gallagher, which stated that the Scotland Bill must go further to give the Scottish Parliament more control over the welfare state, is yet more evidence that the UK Government should accept Labour's amendments. As my colleague Claire Baker mentioned earlier, today we have announced new amendments to the Scotland Bill, which would see the Scottish Parliament take control of a further £5 billion of revenue and the powers to design a new social security system for Scotland. These amendments include measures to assign all revenue from VAT, ensure the Scottish Parliament can top up welfare benefits even where the individuals have been sanctioned, and to give the Scottish Government the power to create any new benefit. Amendments have also been submitted to investigate the concerns raised by many charities across Scotland regarding the impact of new income tax powers on the gift aid system. Our amendments would significantly increase the powers currently in the Scotland Bill and ensure our Parliament is one of the most powerful devolved legislatures in the world. This is a real opportunity for people across Scotland, and we want to make sure they get the powerhouse Parliament at Holyrood that they were promised. However, as Claire Baker's amendment states, we must recognise that devolution should not stop at the Scottish Parliament, but should go on to create more effective delivery of public services. We know that Scotland is one of the most centralised nations in Europe, with our local authorities' powers decreasing in recent years. I believe that responsibility over key policy areas needs to be handed back over to regional government, and the new powers coming to our Parliament would be a perfect opportunity to do this. In our Devolution Commission report, we recommended the full devolution of responsibility for delivery of the work programme to local authorities on the basis that they are better placed to meet the requirements of local labour markets. This would enhance democratic accountability and empower people in greater local decision-making. However, it is essential and right that the Scottish Parliament play a key role in providing strategic oversight of local authority delivery of this service. In conclusion, Presiding Officer, the Scottish Labour Party are focused not just on making sure that the Scottish Parliament gets the powers that it needs, but also on how we will use these powers to improve the lives of people across the country. It was never the intention of devolution to devolve power to the Scottish Parliament, only to see it accumulate powers upwards. We must use the new powers coming our way to strengthen devolution, increase accountability and better meet people's needs.